comes to an end. I myself am not here. Like fish in the sea, I swim, we swim, we swim. Hello. Another day, another music, another melody. Like fish in the sea, we swim, we swim, we swim, we swim, we swim. The same here. I know. I know. Maybe I should mix it up. Because I just copy and paste the file from previous days. I don't even change the volume, like you can see the volume notes where my mouse is. Okay, uh, do I even have the energy to like... Hello. Um, Bruh. Sammy, is that a name? Okay, let's create something. Go somewhere, become someone. Do anything. Do something. Okay. Next spot. Interesting stuff, I have to say. I'm gay? No way! My God. That's crazy. Crazy stuff. I'm playing with FL Studios DAW, or what is it called? It's like a music production software. Um, I'm trying to make music basically. Hello. You can increase the beats per minute, or maybe not. I liked it better when it was. Me too. Okay. I think I might leave it at that. Yeah, it's worked. Um, what do I want to do? As always, I never know. In my sleep, I dream about once more.
sitting physiology of this character. Alright, so I'm just going to actually leave that down there for now, and then we'll clean up that after the fact. Alright, let's bring back our little cube. I'm going to recenter that for now, and then I'm just going to go into my edit mode, add an edge loop. Actually, you can actually do it even simpler. Just going to grab this face, and then I'm going to shift, control, and then click and move that center, that face into the center line, and then delete that middle face. And this actual little cube is going to become the basis of our body as we start adding extrusions and stuff like that. So yeah, let's add a mirror modifier to that cube, and I'm going to turn on clipping. And the cool thing about clipping is basically if you overextend your verts like this, they'll just basically merge into the center and not be a pain. So like you'll always get a nice clean center line of verts down the middle of the body. So you're not going to get like overlapping verts or anything like that, like you would get in other software if you're not being careful. So that's really, really cool. All right, so let's just scale down this little cube in edit mode now. We're just going to get it down to the sort of parameters of our body. Just very quickly, just get a very simple blocking going on. So starting from the chest, like so. I'm just going to line up those initial verts with the body. So now we know that the chest is sort of sitting in the front view like so. So I'm just going to get that in. Gonna line up her body, and I'm also having to initially sort of imagine what this character is going to be like without clothes, and where that skin would sit on top, underneath those clothes, because our body. Just very quickly, just get a very simple sort of sitting in the front view like so. So I'm just going to get that in. Gonna
Closet light, getting out of bed.
blocking going. Just down this very quickly. Just get a very simple blocking going on. So starting from the chest, like so. I'm just going to line up those initial verts with the body. So now we know that the chest is sort of sitting in the front view like so. So I'm just going to get that in. Gonna line up her body, and I'm also having to initially sort of imagine what this character is going to be like without clothes, and where that skin would sit on top, underneath those clothes, because this character is also going to be changing her clothing in my film as well. So I got to be careful about where I place, you know, where I place the underlying physiology of this character. Alright, so I'm just going to actually leave that down there for now, and then we'll clean up that after the fact. Alright, cool. And now we're just basically going to end up extruding things. And make sure that when you're playing with your initial shapes that you got your scale applied, because you'll get weird transforms if you don't have a uniform scale applied in your initial model. Because then you will get like, if you're trying to extrude or do insets or anything like that, you're going to get a lot of issues. Alright, so I'm just going to add a center line to begin with as well, so I can bring down those shoulders. So as you can see, I'm already starting to block out the key principles I have about modeling a lot of issues. Alright, so I'm just going to add a center line to begin with as well, so I can bring down those shoulders. So as you can see, I'm already starting to block out the key principles I have about modeling characters into this initial base mesh. So if you haven't seen that video, I definitely recommend you check it out. So we've got our basic sort of body for our upper chest, and now I'm basically just going to start extruding out like so. Body for our upper chest, and now I'm basically just going to start extruding out. Like so. And you can see here, we're getting to that part of the body where I kind of have to start thinking about where I'm going to place this geometry. So I'm actually going to grab the hips, and as you can see, I've got this merging issue here again, because I have clipping turned on, so I can actually fix that by either turning off clipping and see if it's merged, turn off clipping temporarily, and just remove those overlapping verts. So if you scale too much in the center line, you'll get that clipping issue. So I'm just going to keep that center line up and running, and then turn on clipping again. So I'm just going to sort of estimate where that hip will sit, like so. And just sort of block out that center line a little bit. And it's best to start simple. Don't go with too much geometry from the beginning. So just your basic shapes. We're basically, it is blocking after all, so don't overdo it. So I'm just playing with the initial shapes that I have. And I'm only basically using one tool at the moment. I'm just using the extrude tool and the move tool to get this initial block going. So just and just sort of block out that center line a little bit. And it's best to start simple. Don't go with too much geometry from the beginning. So just your basic shapes. It is blocking after all. So don't overdo it. So I'm just playing with the initial shapes that I have. And I'm only basically using one tool at the moment. I'm just using the extrude tool and the move tool to get this initial block going. Alright, so we got our body in there. Like so. And now let's have a look and see how that's looking. So right now it's looking a little bit
Oh, what's happening? We are following a tutorial for modeling for animation. So basically, I want to create a character model that is flexible enough and to kind of be movable in two-dimensional space. So that's what I'm working on right now.
There, so I'm going to get that initial loop around the chest going. So as you can see, if I add that loop now, just from that these basic shapes, I can still add a loop. So to and then like so. And now let's have a look and see.
Yeah, it's pretty alright.
So right now it's looking a little bit too empty there. So I'm going to get that initial loop around the chest going. So as you can see, if I add that loop now, just from that these basic shapes, I can still add a loop going around her chest. So I'm going to add a single loop. I'm going to start filling out the anatomy of that body a little bit further. So here the back is looking a little bit too flat. So
I don't know. I think it's gonna take a while because I am not familiar with Blender at all. Or I shouldn't say at all, but like I'm very much a beginner. And so like it might literally take months for me to do it. But I have other animations on my channel that are 2D that are like decent. Uh, but I haven't really done anything 3D much except for like one instance, but that was like not really animation.
I'm just going to bring that the anatomy of that body a little bit further. So here the back is looking a little bit too flat, so I'm just going to bring that up like so. All right. We can also add a right now we have to add a center line down the middle of the body as well, so we can add one just going straight down the middle like so. And this will form the basis of our arm going forward as well. So let's bring up this part to sort of settle the neck joint. So where the neck meets, we're just going to flatten that area out a little bit, just so we know that it's going to be the neckline. And when I talk about center line, it's always good to have at least some sort of a consistent center line down the side of the body as well as the front, because you'll get a much cleaner. You'll be able to manage your model a little bit better as well overall doing that as well. All right then, so going forward, let's try and get this neck up and running. So we're just going to select these two faces on the top here. And then just going to drag out sort of a sort of spherical, circular shape out of that neck. Just to get
Okay,
some
thank you.
semblance of consistency there in the neck. Get that center line up. And then I'm just going to extrude out up the neck for the time being. So we have our neck up and running, very simple, and now we're getting those nice loops going on there, and we can sort of adjust these verts as needed. The very simple for the time being. So we have our neck up and running, very simple, and now we're getting those nice loops going on there, and we can sort of adjust these verts as needed. And you want to try and keep your edge flow looking pretty clean as well, just keeping those the
I would
consistency of the
say
line.
I it's just a hobby, yeah. I don't really do this as a career. Um, Not yet, anyways. I want to though. That'd be cool.
The edges as clean as possible. All right, so we've blocked out our neck. So now we're onto the arms
I'm trying to get a job, yeah. I just applied for one this morning, actually.
and the legs. So let's start with the arms. So you may think, oh shit, let's just extrude out an arm like this, and we'll get everything we need. Done. Not quite. What we need to do is we want to preserve volume on the top of our shoulder here and reduce volume under the arm. So we want to actually separate these faces or these edges forward and then pull down these faces to get the arm extrusion that we want. So let me demonstrate. I'm just going to grab this vert and push V on my keyboard and pull that up to separate it and then pull it out like so. So we get a nice clean edge flow around the top of the shoulder. I'm then going to pull down this vert so we get something like this going on for our middle of the for our arm, basically our arm hole, if you want to call it anything else. But we have one more extra issue. So if I were to extrude out an arm now like this, we're going to get a 6 pole, we're going to get a star in the middle of this arm. So we don't want that on either side. So we need to do one extra thing with this area, and that is add a little bit of extra geometry in the middle between our
Thank you.
arms to reduce the likelihood of that happening. So I'm going to grab these edges here and just separate with V again and pull those up like so. Like this. And then I'm just going to fill that back in. So I'm going to fill that back like so and like so. And then I'm going to add an extra edge loop there and an extra edge loop there. So now we have a nice opening for our arm. And we have at the moment we have 8 edges for that to play with when we extrude out that arm. So before we do that, extra edge loop there. So now back like so. And like so. And then I'm going to add an extra edge loop there and an extra edge loop there. So now we have a nice opening for our arm. And we have at the moment we have 8 edges for that to play with when we extrude out that arm. So before we do that, I'm going to turn on, make sure I have this tool turned on. It's called Loop Tools. So jump into your add-ons, type in Loop Tools, and just turn that on. It gives you some extra features that are a total lifesaver in Blender. So if you go to Tools, also go to View. Where are they? Loop Tools. Item, View, Tool, Options, no, Workspace, no, Edit. Yes, in the Edit tab, sorry. Go to the Loop Tools, and we can circularize this selection, so we get a nice circular arm hole, basically. But before we do that, I'm going to add 2 more loops, I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we have 12 edges. And this is really important when it comes to making our hand, because with 12 edges, or with an arm that has 12 verts, we can easily create a hand that seamlessly joins with our arm. And I'll explain that later, but I'm trying to be very technical with the way I block out this character, because trust me, by being technical like this, you really are able to save time and grief with how we do things. So yeah, let's circularize this thing. And you can see it's kind of fucked up our blocking a little bit, but we just have to scale that down, pull it out. And now we can just sort of just squish it down a little bit. And this will look a lot cleaner once we add more geometry, so don't worry. And you can see we've got a little bit of stretching going on. So just
I literally just applied for a job this morning, actually.
So we want to
I'm
keep
trying.
the top of the circle relatively linear with the rest here. And just scale it up a little bit. And what I want to do is...
That's not very nice.
With this arm, basically, at this point in time, the arms are too close to the body in this sketch. So I want to just sort of trace the arm as a separate object to get the scale of the arm right, and then reattach it to the body. So for now, I'm just going to extrude out just another loop like this. So I want to just sort of trace the arm as a separate object to get the scale of the arm right, and then reattach it to the arm. And what I want to do is, with this arm, basically, at this point in time, the arms are too close to the body. With the top of the circle relatively linear with the rest here. And just scale it up a little bit. And what I want to do is, with this arm, basically at this point in time, the arms are too close to the body. In this sketch. So I want to just sort of trace the arm as a separate object to get the scale of the arm right, and then reattach it to the body. So for now, I'm just going to extrude out just another loop like this, and then I'm going to separate it using just separate it from the rest of the mesh temporarily. So I'm going to push separate. We're just going to split the selection. So that's now separate. Okay. And temporarily, I'm just going to select everything in this center line here, this mesh, and push hide. And just working with this loop, I'm going to line up this loop with my arm and block out that arm in very simple terms. So just block out that, like so. Gonna get that forearm shape in there a little bit there, like so. And then just pull in for the wrist. All right, cool. All right, we can add a little bit of mass there as well if we want to add a little bit of variation in the bicep and the tricep. So we got our arm there. Let's just line that up as well with our image. And as you can see, with my forearm and in the front and side view, I'm not quite in sync with the lining up of my character, but that's fine. We just have to sort of eyeball it then. But let's just grab these faces here and just sort of rotate that into place. Well, actually, I'm going to keep it straight for now because yeah, it makes sense at the moment to keep it straight because we can put it back into an A pose after the fact, and we can be a bit more technical about it. So I'm just going to keep it relatively straight instead of conforming to the sketch, basically. So I'm going to keep, just as long as the scale is good, that's all we need. So I'm just going to add an extra loop here and an extra loop there, and then we'll worry about the adding that extra geometry at the back of the elbow.
Yeah, it's okay though. I don't
Toward
mind.
the end of our blocking. When we get to the next stage of our modeling, which is just refining the block basically. So we can unhide that. And now what I want to do is just grab this arm, and I'm going to actually make it into a T pose for time being. So I'm just going to have it out straight. And what we can do to make sure that everything is rotating in the right spot, just put the 3D cursor at around the elbow area, so probably around here. Go to 3D cursor. Oops. Use the 3D cursor as a reference point for rotation and just bring that out straight like that. And that gives us our arm blocking good to go. And now let's just grab these this connection here. So I'm going to use soft select. Bring down that soft selection a little bit and just sort of line that up like so. We can bring that arm in a little bit, turn off soft select here. I'm going to straighten that out with the scale. And then I'm just going to fill in an edge loop here, basically. Like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. All right. and the cool thing now is that we have our clean edge loop for our upper body, and we can now start to flesh out the rest of the chest and the torso. So add a few more edge loops like so, and now I'm just going to refine this selection. So chest and the torso. So add a few more edge loops. To get the scale of the arm right, and then reattach it to the body. So 11. It's nice clean topology. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm inspiring. Thank you. Appreciate it. Genuinely. So I'm trying to like figure out like how to um sorry. I realize I'm not speaking out loud a lot. Now I'll try to fix it. So it's like I'm trying to follow the tutorial, but I'm taking some creative liberties where I'm using the meta rig as a reference point of how to pose the arms instead of making them their own selection like he suggested. Um, and yeah, I will just try to
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
remember.
11. Cool. All right, and the cool thing now is that we have our clean edge loop for our.
Okay, so put an edge loop there. I got this. Wow. Thank you.
Upper body, and we can now start to flesh out the rest of the chest and the torso. So add a few more edge loops like so, and now I'm just going to refine this selection. So the cool thing as well is that because we got this nice clean topology going on at the moment, I can add an edge loop down the center line here of this mesh here, and it will travel through the body without any sort of spiraling or fuck-uppery. So yeah, cool. And this is where we can probably use the sculpting tools to sort of smooth out things. So jump into sculpt mode, and then with a really soft brush, just like a super low strength, just tap away a little bit to get the form of our body into that. And because the nice thing about this is because we're using the mirror modifier, we know that even if we have mirroring turned on in sculpt mode without mirror modifier, there's no guarantee that you'll get a perfect mirrored sculpt, but in mirror mode you can, with the mirror modifier, sorry. So we're basically smoothing out the distribution of those faces now to allow us to do some extra sort of volume blocking of our body for the character. So notice how I'm not playing with the arms at the moment. I'm just playing with the body because that's a really important component. I can add a few more edge loops to the neck, and we're getting a very, because that's a really important component. I can add a few more edge loops to the neck, and we're getting a very decent block of the body very quickly, like so. All right, let's have a look at the legs. So what we want to do, we want to create that loop, right? That fancy loop that goes down the legs, and we have a nice loop that goes along the crotch. So this is a fairly straightforward way of doing things. So similar to the arms, I want to create some extra geometry down at the bottom of the crotch. So notice how by sculpting it, it's kind of reduced the distance of this bottom faces. So all I'm going to do is basically extrude out a crotch line, like so. And then I'm going to see about how we can establish that initial loop that goes around the leg. So we can actually do that just by extruding, basically. So select all those faces and extrude.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have uploaded quite the amount of videos. Um, I'll be live for a while too, so don't feel pressured to stay around for the whole time. Sorry, I'm a bit low energy, because I'm just not feeling up for anything. So I might shift gears to do something else, or like, I don't know. It's just I'm not really enjoying myself right now. And that's okay, because I won't always enjoy myself.
And then I'm just going to, and actually leg. And then I'm going to see about how we can establish that initial loop that goes around the leg. So we can actually do that just by extruding, basically. So select all those faces and extrude. And then I'm just going to bring that in. I'm going to smooth that out a little bit with the smooth tool, just so we get that loop up and running. So straight away, we're already establishing the hips quite nicely with this initial loop. So we got a loop that goes up and around the hips, like so. And then we also have, let's see, how many faces do we have? Loop. Straight away, we're already, just so we get that loop up.
Hello, welcome to the stream. More blurb bloop. Okay, it's silly.
Up and running. And then I'm just going to bring that in. I'm going to smooth that out a little bit with the smooth tool, just so we get that loop up and running. So straight away, we're already establishing the hips quite nicely with this initial loop. So we got a loop that goes up and around the hips, like so. And then we also have, let's see, how many faces do we have? We have 14 edges. That's okay. We can live with that. Normally I'd try and establish a 12 loop leg as well, but it's not as important as the hands in my
Yes, we
opinion,
are
so we can get away
modeling
with that.
Shijimi-chan from
And we'll probably have to add
Shimaji
a second
Simulation.
center line to those legs anyway, and I'll explain that later. Alright, so let's just extrude out some legs now. So we've got that loop going on, and we're probably going to break this loop for the back, because once we do the butt, we're gonna redirect some of these some of this direction. But for now, let's just grab these faces that form the initial shape of our body and basically extrude out those legs. And we can circularize that as well
Wait, how do I do this?
and shrink.
Sorry, I'm trying to follow the tutorial.
And basically extrude out those legs. And basically shape. Let's just grab these faces that.
Okay, so every face that isn't the two most adjacent, so all of these, I think. Yes, I am an artist. Believe it or not.
Form the initial shape of our body and basically extrude out those legs. And we can circularize that as well and shrink that down.
Your car's extended warranty. Oh my God. It's as if I have a driver's license for the first time in my life. I'm sorry, I don't know where I was taking that bit, but it was like, but it's just, the voices, they're telling me. Uh-oh.
We important with that circularize that as well and shrink that down. So we go somewhere along the knees. We're going to sort of rotate that a little bit as well for the knee line.
I'm secretly a car? Oh my God. Um, uh, I'm, I'm, I car. I car for the first time. You studied art at a university? Yeah, for a year. I went to Otis College of Art and Design. It was a really neat experience. Um, Yak? Oh my God, with a G too. That's crazy, crazy stuff, crazy stuff. Ah, sorry, I feel so low energy. Rah. But I have to perform. This is a performance. Uh, it's a performance art of me streaming. It's like it's my corner of the internet, and it gets to be whatever my corner wants to be. And at the moment, uh, I don't know. I remember.
Line and then extrude out again. Get in the
Okay, you are on thin ice. We can't allow that type of humor here. Replacing the art, or not replacing, adding the letter F to art, uncool, unbased, cringe even. I said it. I said it outright.
those shins and those calves. And extrude once more down for the feet and the ankles.
Dude, I don't know what I'm doing.
And make sure you keep looking at the front and the side at the same time to make
Yeah,
sure
I was about to
everything's
say,
lining
I
up
was like, this
properly.
is probably like really.
So you can see here that the ankles are looking a bit wonky, so we're just gonna basically just rotate that to fit like so.
I'm still here. You're still here. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Oh wait, I should turn on Alt Z for this. Okay, bye Myra lays an egg on your head and it cracks so the raw egg whites and you'll get all over your hair and you have to wash it off. You know, there's this character in Shimeji Simulation called Majime who has an egg on her head and it's literally that. It's literally, well, maybe not the laying egg part, but yeah, that is a. You. I didn't find it too disgusting actually. I thought it was charming. I thought it was charming. Um, I feel like the torso is like too large here. Let's see if we can shrink that. Or wait, we should Alt Z. What if I just I don't know. I don't know. I like this better, so I'll keep it like that. Um, this looks decent. Do I like it more than the other one though? Okay, they literally look the same. Why am I redoing this? They literally look the same. Hello. Second one. They literally look the same. Oh my god, I'm exploding. Okay. Um. Explodes. Okay, let's continue. But do I want to though? Well, how long have we been? Only an hour? I've only been streaming for an hour. Oh my god. Crazy stuff.
All right. Can make that a little bit smaller in the knee, and we can add a little bit of more volume into that knee. In the Y, like that, and in the front, just helped flesh out that shape. So we're getting a pretty good blocking of the body in about, what, 20 minutes, half an hour? So not bad. And now we just got to extrude out the feet. So pretty simple. Just select those faces for the feet, extrude down. Grab these faces at the back to just flesh out that that heel. So this one, and this one.
Okay, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sorry. I it's not that I'm giving up, but it's just that like or maybe I am, but I don't know. Um body two. Okay. Bye bye, Blender. Let's do some writing, I guess. And we can write for the for the did you do studio work in university? Yeah, I worked in all kinds of studios. Like with life drawing, we would draw from nude models, which is super helpful for my anatomy. Just stuff like that. Oh, I didn't see your message. I wanted to study art too, but I don't qualify to study it. Aw, I'm sorry about that. I hope that one day you can qualify in the future. Um, that'd be really cool. I would recommend it. Oh wait, we already had a. Um,
I don't feel anything.
hmm. I man, I've only been streaming for an hour, really. An hour. I decided to do art on my own through online course sources, and it is also working on creative. Oh, nice. That's kind of yeah. That's a wonderful thing. I'm so happy for you. Like genuinely. Um, I hope you have found some really good tutorials, because that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just relying on like YouTube tutorials and like free courses and everything like that. So I empathize with that. Okay.
I don't feel anything. World comprised of nothing but myself. I don't feel, I don't feel, I don't hear, I don't see, I don't love, I don't mourn, because there's no one to mourn but me. Stars lost in the fever dream, living in
Oh
an
no,
empire.
I'm playing music. This is from Shimimachi Simulation, the musical made by SafeFW. Um, I'm just following. So I'm writing a script for the music video that I'm making based off of Starless World 2, which is the 15th song. And I'm just following along with the lyrics of what I've written so far. So yeah, I'm not singing in essence. Sorry, that was a really long answer to a short question. A yes or no question, even. Yeah, all the music I play will always be credited beneath me in the same way that Blinda tutorial that I was listening to was credited beneath me. So, beneath my webcam.
Abandoned house, closet light, getting out of it. In my sleep, I dream about once more. Getting out of it. I don't feel getting out of it. Getting out of it. Getting out of sleep once more. I don't feel like getting out of it. 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 Getting out of sleep and watch the world dark of my
Sorry, I feel like I'm not actually. Ah! I don't know how I'm going to write this, and I don't know what I'm going to do, but that's okay, because we'll figure it out. Um, but for now, what should I do? I don't know. I mean, I genuinely, sing along would be fun. It would be actually. I know the lyrics by heart. I hesitate because I'm not a practice I'm not a practice singer at all. I'm very JK, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to just end stream, but like um I'm not feeling it at all. I think I wanted to aim for like 3 hours though, right? Like that's what I said yesterday, I believe. Cause I love you, 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 'cause no, it's true. Um, Could write my story. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to check if Twitch would let me. But I forgot to check if Twitch would let me stream. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I don't want to just like give. Living, if I'm even living, I don't feel, I don't feel, I don't feel, I don't feel. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm just trying to think of what I should do right now. 'Cause I want to make more progress, you know? I feel like it's not enough. And I know I should shift my mindset about that, but like, I need to do more, more, more. But you know what? I might just pick up the notepad. Um, Hang on. Um, in my solitude. 1:22:26. Yes. Um, oh, it does work. Zoom in a bunch. Test. We don't have to zoom in that much. Okay. Let's just try writing a new scene, I suppose. A new intro, perhaps. Well, I don't have any significant ideas on where to take the da 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 da. Okay. Sorry, I'm just not feeling very motivated at all to do anything. And it sucks that I'm like this, that there's no. Um, okay. Uh, Quick touch. Bruh. Hands up. Hands issues. I need an M dash. Yeah, thank you. I try. I like showing. That's why I like showing my process because I know people like seeing the um they like the perception. What am I trying to say? Ah! Usually though, I'm like doing like I've had better times of like uh how do I describe this? Okay. Unless it's along the edge of her cast, it stands up with a haste match by a rapid hand. She hugs herself. Rubs her palms. But for artists. Yeah. I don't know what to do. What happened? Nothing happened. Yeah, nothing happened. But props this question. Oh, no, you don't have to. You literally, there's never any obligation to watch any amount of my content. So you don't have to be sorry. I'm just confused on what did I do something that um oh, you mean like, oh, what happened within the past? Oh, I've been trying to write. Yes, I've been trying to write. Um yeah, that's sorry. That is what has been happening. I'm your viewer. I'm your streamer. I'm your streamer. My chatters, my devoted chatters. I get that a lot. I have been told that I'm like there's this other chatter. Her name is Azrael, and she hasn't stopped by recently, but she says that I'm also the only streamer she watches. So that is quite charming. Okay, we've been streaming for. Oh, you love Tokyo Ghoul! Oh my God, I love Tokyo Ghoul! Wow, wow, wow. You like the casual vibe? Thank you. That's what I go for. Yeah, I might one day like add like stream overlays though, because like I know that would be like too professional, but like I if I made them myself, they would be and I don't really watch streams, so there's that. Yeah, I mean I used to watch streams, but not anymore. There was this guy called Opioid that I really loved. Um, he was my favorite streamer back in like 2021, 2020 actually. Is you hacking people? No, I don't know how to engage in hacking. Dun. Sure. You're funny. I love weird chatters. They're my favorite kind of chatters. Chatters that say weird things. You're subbed? My God, thank you. Um, okay, I've got to do something. I've got to do something. Anything. Um, do I play games? I don't know. Do you? Why? The letter Y. Uppercase was good. Okay, I've got to do something. Or I could just send you. Um, um, I don't know. You're so relatable with more confidence. Really? What did I do specifically? But yeah, I think I think ugh, ugh. We could work on my short film. Could do some sketches. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna let you. But thank you all for watching and everything. I really appreciate you. Bye.